March 3rd, 2017. Hard to believe the Switch is 6 years old now. Holy heck. Hello, my dears, hero here. I use they, them pronouns, but have no fear. There is only one of me. I am simply non-binary. In other words, I am genderqueer. Came up with that little ditty in the shower this morning. Hope y'all liked it. Welcome to the channel. And today we're doing something a little bit different. We are taking a trip down memory lane and talking about the launch of the Nintendo Switch. To this day, the Nintendo Switch is the only console that I've purchased day one. For comparison, on the PlayStation side of things, I'm still on the PS3. I've had a lot of fun with this thing. It's kept me satisfied.
You keep me satisfied, baby.
But the Nintendo Switch is this magical console, one that ended up being way more successful than Nintendo ever intended, probably. But it was also, as a lifelong Nintendo fan, the perfect thing to bring us out of the dark ages of the Wii U era. When this thing was first announced, I was but a college student. This is my original Nintendo Switch. You can see I've long lost the original stand for my Switch. I also have these little Skyrim decals on these Joy-Cons. The right one has mad drift, so I never really used any of this.
Julian.
I also now just use a Nintendo Switch OLED. I upgraded when the fan in this thing died. I can still use it, but you have to like prop up a external fan, like a whole box fan next to it to keep it cool, so. I was wanting to upgrade, and that was kind of the perfect signal too. These days, if I were to claim I were a gamer, really I'm a gamer on Nintendo Switch. Everything I want to play is on this. And I just remember being so excited for the release of this thing. In this journey down memory lane, we're gonna talk about where I was when the Switch was announced, retrace our steps, and put myself back in my shoes 6 years ago. Something I don't talk about much here on the channel is the fact that I went to the University of Vermont. And here I am, back on campus, kicking it again. To our right here, we have the Water Tower and Jefferson Hall. And then up ahead, we have the Davis Center, which is basically the big old student center. Lots of stuff going on in there. Yo, I am so happy that Brennan's is still open. This place was the shit when I was going here. They had the best chicken fingers. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Except really sad thing is, looks like they closed their popcorn machine. That thing used to have popcorn in it all the time. So I asked, and they did get rid of the chicken tenders. Rest in peace. Those were so good. They like breaded on the cornflakes. You get it with honey mustard, and oh, so good. So we're exiting the Davis Center now.
What are you looking at?
And here we are, Lafayette Hall. This was where I was when the Nintendo Switch was announced. I watched the reveal trailer just before my class started. I was there a little early. We are going to the 4th floor where I would have had this class that I was sitting in. There's classes in session. Bunch of classes were in session, so I just found an empty classroom, seminar room to post up in real quick. Hopefully no one's like, what are you doing in here? But yeah, so I was in class waiting for class to start when at the time they were calling it the NX, the reveal of what the Nintendo Project NX was. That big reveal finally came. The trailer dropped the morning of March 3rd. It was just any other day for me. Like I said, class was about to start. And me and my friend David, who were both suite mates, as well as classmates in this class, we were sitting together. We pulled up the trailer and watched it.
Welcome to UVM TV's Nerds Around Table. I'm talking really fast because I am excited. We're gonna jump right into my time. We're gonna jump right.
Wait, don't we get introductions, David?
I'm gonna do it. God, do it. My name is David, and this episode is coming from my topic. It's a topic show. We talk about topics. It's my topic today. We're gonna talk about the recently, like literally, this is one of the first episodes when we've been like on the ball with it. You know, like been in time enough to talk about it where it's still relevant, right?
Go ahead.
We're gonna talk about the Nintendo Switch, baby. Woo!
They're very excited. I have a shroom.
And it's just so good. One thing that I think was so special about when the Switch was revealed was it showed young adults playing the Switch console. It felt very much like Nintendo, this very kiddie, family-friendly company, it didn't completely ditch all the kids stuff, but it was at least recognizing that there's a sizable part of their audience that are older gamers, adults. So showing the Switch being played by people on the go, by adults living their busy life, but whipping out the Switch real quick to get in a quick game of Mario Kart, that appealed to me as someone who just started college and was all over the place on campus, taking classes, doing homework. To have a game console that I could both play in my dorm suite with my friends as well as on the go. And I was watching like the reveal for this on my phone on the go. It just seemed perfect. Like Nintendo really struck gold with the concept of the Switch.
Yeah, it really does feel like time has really flown by. But you and I were both there for Switch is launch. When you and I first saw Switch, we were both like, yeah, this is it.
Yeah.
Like you knew right away. Like with Wii U, you definitely were like, I don't know about this. But with Switch, like that moment you undock the system and it just becomes a handheld, like you knew that was magic, you know, and like that was shown in all of the marketing. It was like very simple, and I think that's what is so special about Switch and the way that the marketing for Switch worked is that like it was something that's so simple everybody could understand it. It's like,
Unlike the Wii U.
unlike the Wii U, you can say it in one sentence.
Yeah.
Home console, you can take it on the go. Like that's it.
It is a console that sort of bridges the gap between portable and home console. It is a hybrid, so to speak. Do you know what hybrid means, Noah?
I'm aware of what a Prius is.
What do you say, darling? Should we take a trip back to the place we first met? Here we are, the one, the only Walmart. So just ahead here, we have the pickup section. I pre-ordered the console and everything. Wanted to make sure I got mine. And considering how limited supplies were at first with the Switch, I think that was the right one. And then just to our right here, we have the Switch section. Bop. Look at that. Breath of the Wild. That and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I just went with Mario Kart and Zelda as my first games with the Switch. It was really fun to sit down with my suite mates at the time, and together we all had our own files of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild is this amazing game that really promotes individual creativity. So even though it was a single player game, we could all have a fun time watching each other use their creativity and solve problems in their own way. We all would approach similar puzzles, but all solve them using different methods. It was such a cool game. It used real life logic. Breath of the Wild was a really special one for us. I also, of course, purchased Mario Kart 8 and wanted just some typical multiplayer game that we could all bust out together. And we did play a good amount of Mario Kart, but we also had Mario Kart Wii in our suite. So we admittedly played more Mario Kart Wii and then Breath of the Wild on the Switch. Pretty cool, pretty special. Speaking of the suites I would return to, who knows what's gonna happen when I knock at the door, but we're gonna take another risk today and go to my first college dorm suite, continue this trip down memory lane in a very literal way, and see if we can't confuse the current residents of that suite now. I expected Breath of the Wild to blow my socks off. I knew it was gonna be a great game before I bought it, but I never expected it to create the sense of community that it did with my suite mates at the time. Like, we quite literally would gather around the TV and take turns on our files and play. I would let people like borrow the Switch in portable and so they could try it in bed and just like really get to play with the Switch and experiment with it. And yeah, it was just so fun and new. I'll never forget that time. And you know what? I just had an idea. Which brings us to my dorm halls, my first 2 years here, living and learning, where students come to live and learn. The Marche, we still got that. Excellent. Buildings A through E here. I was in D building. Going up on a Tuesday. I'm actually filming this on a Tuesday. Here goes nothing. No answer. I'm just gonna... Hello, is anyone home? Hi there. Hi, my name is Hiro. I actually used to go to school here and was doing like kind of like a walkthrough, like trip down memory lane. So I know this might be like super odd. This was actually my first dorm room.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I was just wanting to do a quick pop-in.
Yeah, of course.
Cool, I appreciate you. So also, and I can delete this when I'm done if you like, I also happen to make YouTube videos. And so I'm recording right now, but like I can delete it if you want. But I was just curious, the video I'm making right now, it's like a Nintendo Switch Breath of the Wild Memories video.
Okay.
Does anyone in this suite play Nintendo Switch?
I don't believe so, not to my knowledge.
Do you know if anyone in here is interested in Nintendo Switch? / would be like happy to receive one that I may have lying around?
I mean, probably. I would think so. My roommate's big into video games, and the two girls over there might be interested in that.
Heck yeah. So if I left a little Switch and a used copy of Breath of the Wild behind, somebody would
Absolutely.
enjoy
That's
playing
so
that?
kind of you.
Yeah, of course. Is it cool if I keep recording?
Go
and
for it. Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, this is my original suite. That was my dorm right there. At the time, the RA lived there. It still looks kind of like an RA setup. Is that still? Heck yeah. Yep. I also got the privilege of being neighbors with RA. Excellent. Do you want to be in the video at all, or you want me to keep you out of it?
I'll get this umbrella out of your way.
So alas, it's not like the full-on like Switch. It's a Switch Lite,
Okay.
but still a nice thing to have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Part of my thinking, like why I'm doing this, is not just like random. My first year here was the year Breath of the Wild came out. And it was just like this really magical thing where like all of us in the suite got to experience it for the first time together. So yeah, I kind of wanted to pass that on basically. So this can be whoever's, but it's also a little bit like a sweet gift.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna...
Make sure everyone's aware.
Heck yeah, I'm gonna stick this like right on top of the puzzle here. And yeah, you can't have that without a game, so this is y'all's as well. This is like the game to have with the Switch. Excellent. Well, thank you so much. I'll get out of your hair.
Totally fine. Thank you for visiting.
But to you and the suite mates, I got to do a plug. You know, be like, oh, who gave us this? What the heck is this for? I'm Hiro the Main on YouTube. And do you want to shout?
River.
River. Great meeting you.
It's great meeting you as well.
Thank you.
Of course.
Sorry I filmed at the floor for so long because I really did just want to be respectful of River. So cool of them to give me their time. And I hope all the guys, gals, and non-gender conforming students in that suite love their time with their Switch. I hope I didn't create this whole feud though, or this whole dilemma of who keeps this at the end. But River was the one who opened the door, so they get first dibs, y'all. That's from Hero. I should also mention that today's purchases were completely done out of my pocket. I know it's like this culture on YouTube to just throw your money at the wall and, you know, get clicks by tossing your money around. Put the amount of money you spent in the title, but realistically, I am a low-income YouTuber, you know? I can't really afford to throw money around like that, but I did want to do something cool for this and share the love of Breath of the Wild with other people. So I am dipping into my Vacation to Australia fund. Money I've been saving up to take a vacation to Australia one day, which it's for a very nerdy reason. I want to see my favorite band, the Cat Empire, in their home country. Quick plug, I have a second channel dedicated completely to the Cat Empire, linked here. So yeah, this is $380 cash that I've saved up, and we're dipping into that today, my own personal saved money, to share the love of gaming with y'all. And honestly, Australia may be a little further out, but I'll live with the little hit to my wallet. As cheesy as it may sound, I mean it when I say the smile on River's face and the thought of all those guys getting together and enjoying Breath of the Wild together. That's enough for me. That made the money worth it. I don't fully subscribe to the notion of love languages, but my close friends and my mother gifting me Nintendo things as ways to share experiences and, you know, show their love to me. It was my love language, quote unquote. I was very open to receiving those kinds of gifts. Very excited to share experiences with people and get games that I could then talk to those people about. The gift of gaming is something that's really special to me. It's the least a hero can do to spread the love. And you have zero obligation to do so, but if you want to recompensate me in a way, or how I'd prefer to frame it, support a small YouTuber, you have a couple of options. You can either buy my mugs off of redbubble.com. Once I sell enough of those, I start to see a little bit of money. That's just a cool, like, you spend some money, you get something physical in return. I also have notebooks, which look really awesome, and stickers. You can also buy me a coffee on Ko-fi.com. That's a website that basically acts as like this tip system. You pay a certain amount, and I get a bigger cut of that back than I do from mug sales. But you don't get a cool mug, you're just sending me money and maybe a cute little message. Final way you can support me, of course, subscribe to the channel. Once I hit 1,000 subscribers, I have the watch time necessary. This non-binary Nintendo nerd with a heart problem can finally monetize their videos, and subscribing is the free option. Before we close out today's video, I want to just share a little anecdote about one of the very cool discoveries that I made early in my first playthrough of Breath of the Wild that showed me, wow, this game is really something special, something different. And that was the moment where something blew up. I created some fire in the grass, I forget what exactly, and that created enough updraft, right? Because heat rises. That is a very logical thing. And I was able to pull out my glider and get a gust of wind up into the air, similar to like you get with Rivali's Gale, but you don't need Rivali's Gale, you just need something burning to create that updraft. That was a super cool discovery and is one of many examples that prove the Breath of the Wild world is this beautiful mix of open world and sandbox elements that synthesize into an experience catered to each individual player. It's such a cool game. I could gush about it forever. And next time on the channel, I'll be doing just that. Today was Nintendo Switch launch memories. Next week, we're going more in depth with my Breath of the Wild memories. I've been wanting to make a video like this forever, and it's gone through many kinds of drafts. and it's time. I can't hold back any longer. I have to talk about my thoughts on Breath of the Wild before Tears of the Kingdom comes along and, you know, basically blows this game out of the water, you know? I want to talk about Breath of the Wild in a pre-Tears of the Kingdom world. Get excited for next week when I talk about that. I already said subscribe, but did you do it yet? Most importantly, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, stay super.